I've been on an aggressive cut for 4 weeks. I'm going to relay 4 tips that I learned the hard way in under 10 minutes. It's the beginning of the summer. You want to get shredded. You want to be cool for the summer. So you've been on a cut for months now. You've made good progress, but it just doesn't feel fun anymore. It feels like you've hit a brick wall and can't have access to diced abs. The type of abs that gym huzz want to run their hands down like it's a xylophone. Your solution isn't to continue the boring slow cut. It's to hop on an aggressive cut. First thing, a crash course on the aggressive cut. Why should you do an aggressive cut? Well, it literally cuts your cutting time in half. The general layout of an aggressive cut is for the first 2 weeks, you want to be on a 1,000 calorie deficit per day. In 1 week, you will lose 2 pounds. So in 2 weeks, 4 pounds. On the third week, you want to hit what I like to call a rollback week. You roll back to 500 calorie deficit for that week. The reason to do a rollback week is so your body does not get used to the aggressive cut calories. In that week, you will lose 1 pound, and you just repeat this until you get to your goal. Whereas on a regular cut, a normal slow cut, you just have a standard 500 calorie deficit per day, and you just keep doing this up until around week 6. You want to hit a diet break. The reason to do the diet break during the normal cut, the normal slow cut, is the same reason we do a rollback week during the aggressive cut. And you just do this every 6 weeks or so, and you just keep doing this until you get to your goal. And over the course of 12 weeks, you will lose around 10 pounds on a normal cut, which is great. But on an aggressive cut, you will lose double that at 20 pounds. It's a lot faster. One of the biggest valid concerns for many people for not doing a aggressive cut is muscle loss. It's not as much as you think, especially if you keep your protein intake high, and especially if you sleep well. You need to sleep at least 8 to 10 hours per night. And for your protein intake, you want to get close to 1 gram per pound of body weight, or 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight. You want to keep the protein intake high. You want to sleep well so that you don't give your bodies many reasons to actually lose muscle. So moving on to the meat of the video, the aggressive cut tips. Aggressive cut tip number 1 is to time your protein properly. There are 2 protein timing methods. The first one is muscle synthesis, and the second one is hunger. So for the first one, muscle synthesis, it literally means making muscle. As soon as you wake up, if you want to prioritize muscle synthesis, if you want to be as big as possible, as soon as you wake up, drink a protein shake. The protein shake, once the protein enters your body will start to undergo muscle synthesis. Your body will start to make bigger muscles. On the other hand, protein is also an appetite suppressant, and if you are on an aggressive cut, you're going to be hungrier. So if you properly time your protein shakes, you could make hunger more bearable. It's not going to be as bad. For example, as soon as you wake up, typically you're not that hungry. Like whenever I wake up, I'm not hungry until another 3 or 4 hours, and then I start to get hungry. So what I do is that I drink a protein shake around 11 a.m. I don't do it as soon as I wake up because I'm not hungry, but I want to suppress my hunger up until lunchtime. So the next aggressive cut tip is to feast at the end of the day, and no, don't eat this much at the end of the day. You still have a 1,000 calorie deficit to maintain. The reason I like to have a big meal towards the end of the day is because it gives me something to look forward to. Around 5 p.m., usually when I'm at the gym, is when I start thinking about food because I'm hungry. I'm like, yes, after the gym, I'm gonna get to go home and eat a big meal. Also, I like to go to sleep not hungry. Like, I cannot stand going to sleep hungry. If like my stomach is rumbling and I'm going to sleep, it just makes sleeping a lot more miserable, and also makes my sleep quality worse. If you get good carbs right before you sleep, you're gonna sleep better, you're gonna sleep deeper. That's a good thing. You're gonna sleep better, you're gonna recover better. If you recover better, if you sleep better, you're gonna have bigger muscles. If you have bigger muscles, you're gonna get more gym buzz. If you have more gym buzz, more muscles. Big win. And in my case, what I like to eat towards the end of the day are black bean tacos. They're just so good, so delicious. They fill me up. It's great. Totally what you're looking at in these pictures. And right before tip number 3, you have to realize this. High protein intake to prevent muscle loss doesn't matter if you don't have the intensity during the workout. If you are not having intense workouts, that means you are not giving your body a good enough reason to grow. So having a bunch of protein doesn't matter because your body doesn't care for it. So the aggressive cut tip number 3 is to have pre-workout carbs. This makes working out so much better. You having a blast of energy right before the workout. And the way to do this is to eat fruits. Why? Because fruits have simple sugars that get released really quickly. And if you eat these right before your workout, or if you eat these in the middle of your workout, if you eat these intra-workout, you will get extra energy to use during that workout. So you can go more crazy. So you can go more intense during your workout. You want to eat foods that are low in calories, but also have carbs. So it energizes you right before your workout. Some examples are oranges, apples, bananas, Vita Coco, coconut water drink that I like to drink. Plus, for the banana and the coconut water, you get potassium. Potassium is an electrolyte. You could use that during your workout. Also, if you are part of the looks maxing journey, potassium helps you debloat your face. Something nice to know. Also, all these low in calories. Great, we're on an aggressive cut. We can't afford losing calories. Moving on to the aggressive cut tip number 4 is the sheer volume of food you intake. So things like salads and stuff, just because there's so much food, it fills you up based on that fact alone, the volume of the food. For example, the other day I had a salad with chickpeas, eggs, and salad things in it. No ranch, because I'm not stupid. That was the first time in a long time, in months, that I actually had trouble finishing it because it was just so much food, just the sheer volume. You want to have a high satiety to calorie ratio. How these are calculated, I have no idea. This is AI. AI made this chart. I just gave it some examples and I just told it to have like a score, and it scored it like this. But I can kind of tell you just based off my intuition alone that a cup of cucumbers, I didn't know that cucumbers were this low in calories, but fill you up a lot. Things like salads, same thing, all those vegetables. The same thing goes for watermelon. Watermelon is just basically purely water. More options that have protein in them, eggs and Greek yogurt. These have a good amount of protein, higher in calories, yes, but they also fill you up. Prioritize foods that you can have a high satiety to calorie ratio. And the way to calculate this satiety calorie ratio, I literally have no idea how I did it. I would just go off intuition. So foods like chips have a very bad satiety to calorie ratio. That's not something you need to eat. You kind of just know what kind of foods, if you ate that, oh, I'd be filled if I ate a lot of that, and it has less calories, I should probably eat that. So there you have it, the aggressive cut tips. The aggressive cut without this knowledge is kind of miserable, and the aggressive cut with this ball knowledge is fun. It's happy. You will get to your goal twice as fast compared to the person who is on the normal cut. And just a reminder, these are not magical fixes. If you do these tips, will it help you? Yes, it's gonna help you a lot, but it's not going to make the aggressive cut like completely not mentally draining. There will be some times that you were like, man, is it worth it? Should I keep going? Should I just eat that cheat meal that I really want to eat? You will still experience stuff like that. You got to keep going. The aggressive cut is called an aggressive cut because of how aggressive you are cutting. No shit, right? And if you can get through this aggressive cut, that means you have insane control over what you're eating, over what you're putting in your body. That has a lot of value. So your next steps for this is to implement these tips on your aggressive cut. I promise they're going to help you. They will make this journey a lot easier. I'm definitely going to keep learning a lot more on this aggressive cut as I keep going through this. Subscribe if you want to see those tips. Subscribe if you want to see that progress. Also, if you learned anything new during this video, or if you have a piece of advice that I did not say for an aggressive cut in this video, comment it down below and we can talk. And also, if you want one-on-one help from me, topic in the description, one-on-one coaching calls. You know what to do. Get up and get after it.